Godric the Grafted is a descendant of the Golden Lineage, a royal bloodline that traces back to Queen Marika the Eternal and her first consort Godfrey. Godric is obsessed with grafting, a practice of attaching parts of other living beings to oneself to gain more power and abilities. He rules over Stormvale Castle, where he hides from his enemies and experiments on his subjects. He is also known as Godric the Golden, but is more commonly referred to as Godric the Grafted because of his grotesque appearance and actions. He is considered weak and unworthy by members of the Golden Lineage and is despised by his own servants, whom he treats poorly and uses as fodder for his grafting. He idolizes his ancestor Godfrey and tries to emulate him by wielding an axe with a lion figure and wearing emblems of the Golden Lineage. However, he fails to live up to his legacy and is eventually defeated by the Tarnished, who claims his great rune in remembrance. Malenia, Blade of Miquella, is an Empyrean who is encountered in the Haligtree. She is the twin sister of Miquella, one of the most powerful Empyreans, and the daughter of Queen Marika the Eternal and Radagon. She suffers from the Scarlet Rot, a disease that causes her flesh to decay, and uses a needle of unalloyed gold to keep it at bay. She is a master swordsman who has never known defeat and leads the Clean Rot Knights, a group of loyal warriors who share her affliction. She fought her half-brother, Skarscourge Radahn, in a legendary battle that destroys the land of Caelid. She is worshipped by some as a goddess of rot. She has two phases in her boss fight, the first phase being Malenia, Blade of Miquella, and the second phase being Malenia, the goddess of rot. In the second phase, she unleashes the full power of the Scarlet Rot and transforms into a monstrous being. Miquella is an Empyrean and the twin brother of Malenia. He was born with the curse of eternal childhood, unable to grow into adulthood. He is a brilliant and compassionate scholar who tried to find a cure for his sister's Scarlet Rot. He created unalloyed gold, a metal that can ward off the influence of the outer gods and slow down the rot. He also planted a sapling with his blood, hoping to grow a new tree named the Haligtree to replace the Erd Tree. He embedded himself into the Haligtree, but was kidnapped by his half-brother Mohg, who wanted to raise him to full godhood and become his consort. He is currently slumbering in a cocoon of blood, waiting for his awakening. Morgoth the Omen King is encountered in Lindell, the royal capital. He is the twin brother of Mohg and the son of Queen Marika and Godfrey. He was born as an omen, a cursed being with horns, and was imprisoned in the subterranean shunning grounds. He renounced his accursed blood and sealed it away in a blade, which he concealed in a staff. He defended the capital and the Erd Tree from his fellow demigods. He assumed the name Margit the Fell Omen and slaughtered many champions who attempted to reach the Erd Tree. He fought the Tarnished and was defeated, and warned the Tarnished that the Erd Tree would not admit to anyone, and that none may claim the title of Elden Lord. He's later found dead by Godfrey, who mourns his death. Mohg, the Lord of Blood, is encountered in the subterranean shunning grounds in Mohgwyn Palace. He is the twin brother of Morgoth, and like Morgoth, he was born as an omen and imprisoned in the subterranean shunning grounds. While Morgoth renounced his omen blood, Mohg embraced his accursed blood and learned to wield blood flame magic after contacting the Formless Mother, an outer god. He established his own dynasty in Mohgwyn Palace, where he hibernated with Miquella in a cocoon of blood. He was eventually confronted and defeated by the Tarnished. Ranni the Witch is one of the demigods, a former Empyrean, and the focus of one of the game's endings. She rejected her fate and plotted to overthrow the Greater Will, the outer god that created the Elden Ring, and replace it with the power of the Dark Moon. Ranni is the daughter of Radagon, a champion of the Golden Order, and Queen Rennala, head of both the Carian royal family and the Academy of Raya Lucaria. She has two brothers, Starscourge Radahn and Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. After Radagon departed and became consort to Marika, Ranni and her siblings were raised to demigod status, as they were now children of the consort of a goddess. Ranni was involved in the Night of the Black Knives, an event where the Black Knife assassins stole a shard of the Rune of Death and murdered Godwyn the Golden. At the same time, Ranni lost her original body and now resides as a spirit, inhabiting an artificial doll body. Ranni is first encountered by the player under the name Renna when she gives him the Spirit Calling Bell and the Lone Wolf Ashes. She later reveals her true name and recruits the player into her servitude, sending them off on a search for a hidden treasure. If the player chooses to complete Ranni's questline, it can affect the game's ending. Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy, is encountered in Volcano Manor. He was a ruthless justiciar who commanded a company of inquisitors and persecuted those considered heretics to the Golden Order. He also discovered and practiced ancient magma hexes of a forgotten serpent-worshipping religion. He helped his sister Ranni in orchestrating the Night of the Black Knives. After the shattering of the Elden Ring, he launched a blasphemous campaign against the Erd Tree and the Greater Will and fed himself to the god-devouring serpent, merging with the creature in hopes to obtain immortality and devour the gods. Rennala, Queen of the Full Moon, is a powerful sorceress, head of the Carian royal family, and erstwhile leader of the Academy of Raya Lucaria. She was the wife of Radagon and the mother of 3 children, Radahn, Rykard, and Ranni. She possesses one of the shards of the Elden Ring, the Great Rune of the Unborn, which she keeps in an amber egg. Rennala was once a young astrologer who gazed in the night sky and always chased the stars. She became the master at the Academy of Raya Lucaria, where she taught lunar magic and led the Glintstone Knights. She married Radagon, the champion of the Erd Tree, and united the houses of the Moon and the Tree. However, when Radagon left her to become the consort of Queen Marika, Rennala was left heartbroken and empty. She was betrayed by her own students, who were